Have you ever stood in front of your suitcase, staring at that pile of clothes, and thought, why does this feel harder than it used to? Maybe back in the day, we'd throw in whatever we liked. 5 pairs of shoes, 2 books we never opened, maybe even a tennis racket, and off we'd go, pulling a clunky suitcase behind us like it was nothing. But times have changed. Our needs, our comfort, even the way we move through airports and hotels, it's all different now. And yet, so many of us are still packing like we're 40, instead of adjusting for the beautiful, wise, experience-filled age we are now. Travel isn't about proving we can still lug a 50-pound bag up a flight of stairs. It's about enjoying every step of the journey, comfortably and with confidence. And here's the good news. A few simple changes to how you pack can make a world of difference. No more aching shoulders, digging through messy bags, or realizing your must-have item is buried at the bottom. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 smart, practical packing rules that are made just for us. Those of us who may have slowed down a bit, but haven't stopped exploring. These aren't fussy or fancy tricks. They're kind, helpful habits that make travel feel easier, safer, and more joyful. So, if simplifying travel sounds like your kind of adventure, I'd love it if you gave this video a like and subscribe to our Vibrant Elders channel. We're a community that celebrates the journey at every age. Now, let's get into it, starting with the very first change that can take the weight off your shoulders, literally. Number 1, choose mobility-friendly luggage. I want to start with something that seems small but makes a huge difference, your luggage. Not the fun part like which color to choose, but the way your suitcase moves, how heavy it is, and how your body feels after a long day of airports or sidewalks. Because if you're still using the same kind of bag you took to Europe in your 40s, there's a good chance it's doing you more harm than good. Now, I'm not saying you need to toss everything and start over. But imagine this. You're at the airport, and your bag glides smoothly beside you with 4 wheels. No dragging, no tipping over, no wrist pain. You don't have to lean or twist your back just to get it rolling. You stop to grab a coffee, let go of the handle, and it stays upright like a good travel partner. That's what modern mobility-friendly luggage can do for you. The secret here is spinner wheels, 4 wheels that rotate in all directions, combined with a lightweight build. Look for something under 7 pounds when empty. It's worth it, even if you only travel once or twice a year. I've seen friends who used to dread hauling their bag up a hotel curb now stroll through TSA with a relaxed smile. Telescoping handles are also a game changer. You want one that locks in place without wobbling and adjusts to your height, so you're not hunched over. Bonus, if it has an ergonomic grip, that makes a difference after an hour in line or when navigating a parking garage shuttle. Now here's something not everyone thinks about, expandability. Yes, it's tempting to get a suitcase that can double in size. But for us, stability matters more than space. If it gets top-heavy and tips every time you stop to rest, that's just frustration waiting to happen. Look for structured expansion, not the kind that balloons, but something with firm sides that still lets you zip out an extra inch or 2 when needed. My neighbor, Janet, is 73 and still flies from Texas to visit her grandkids in Oregon a few times a year. She used to bring an old, upright roller from the 90s. It looked like it had been to battle. Finally, she treated herself to a new 6.2-pound spinner bag with a wide base and side handles. Now she says traveling feels less like a workout and more like a walk in the park. That's the goal, right? And for carry-ons? Think about a small underseat roller or even a compact backpack with padded straps. Something that doesn't strain your shoulders. You don't need to carry half your closet on board, just the essentials. But you do want easy access to a water bottle, tissues, a book or tablet, and maybe your medication. Choose a design that lets you unzip one pocket and grab what you need fast, especially if you're flying alone. One last thing, color. I know, it sounds silly, but choosing a bright or unique bag color can help you spot it quickly on the carousel. A burgundy or forest green stands out more than basic black. Add a simple tag with your name and phone number, and maybe even a bright ribbon or sticker so no one else grabs it by mistake. The goal isn't to pack less stuff just to prove we can. The goal is to travel with ease, to protect our joints and backs, and to enjoy the journey without unnecessary struggle. Because your time, your energy, your comfort, they're all precious. And with the right luggage, you'll arrive feeling like yourself, not like someone who just fought a suitcase all morning. Now that we've set the stage with luggage, It's time to open that bag and talk about how to keep it beautifully organized. No more rummaging for lost socks or buried medications. Number 2, prioritize accessible organization. You've got your perfect suitcase, light, easy to roll, and just the right size. But what happens when you're mid-flight and suddenly need your reading glasses or a dose of Tylenol, and it's all the way at the bottom of your bag under layers of sweaters? That's the kind of travel frustration we're leaving behind. Because smart packing isn't just about what you bring, it's about where you put things. Let's talk about accessible organization. This means packing in a way that works for you, not against you. It means being able to find what you need in seconds, whether you're in a plane seat, a hotel lobby, or just tired after a long walk from the gate. One of my favorite tools for this is packing cubes. If you haven't tried them yet, I promise, they're not just trendy. They're a lifesaver. I like to think of them as mini drawers inside your suitcase. You might have one for tops, another for bottoms, one for undergarments and socks, and another for toiletries. The beauty is, when you unzip your case, you're not digging through a mountain of mismatched items. You pull out one cube, and you're done. Color coding helps too. Maybe blue is for clothes, green for medical items, and red for electronics. That way, you or anyone helping you can grab exactly what's needed without a second thought. Now, let's talk about medication, something almost every senior traveler carries. Please don't bury it. Your daily meds, emergency pills, or things like motion sickness tablets should go into a small pouch in your personal carry-on. Ideally, use a brightly colored bag so it's easy to spot. I know a couple, Diane and Russ, who travel twice a year to visit their kids in Seattle. Diane keeps their meds in a soft, orange zippered case that fits right in the seat back pocket. She jokes that it saved them more times than she can count. Another tip? Pack your outfits in the order you'll need them. Let's say you're traveling for 5 days. You could place the first day's outfit right on top in its own cube, so you don't have to unpack everything to get dressed. If you're going somewhere cooler, keep your layering items accessible near the top, like scarves, gloves, or your light jacket. Now this next one is small but mighty, your grab-and-go pouch. This is a small organizer that holds everything you're likely to reach for during your travel day. Chapstick, hand sanitizer, tissues, a pen, earbuds, reading glasses. Keep it in your personal item, not in your main suitcase. I keep mine in a soft zipper bag with an outside pocket. It slips right into the back of my tote, and I pull it out the moment I sit down on the plane. When you arrive at your destination, having this system in place also makes unpacking easier. If you're staying in a hotel or at a friend's house, you don't need to dump everything onto the bed. Just pull out your cubes and slide them into drawers if you want, or leave them as is. It helps your space stay peaceful, even when you're away from home. Mark, a 71-year-old retired firefighter, told me this changed the way he travels. He said, "Before, my suitcase was like a treasure hunt. I'd pull out a sock, then a jacket, then a book before I'd find what I wanted. Now I just unzip the right cube, and I'm done." So remember, travel is supposed to be about the experience, not about wrestling with your bag every time you need a charger or a clean shirt. A little planning and some clever tools make a big difference. Up next, we'll talk about comfort and health, what to bring so your body feels as good as your spirit during the journey. Number 3, smartly pack for comfort and health. You might not notice it when you're young, but travel can be tough on the body. Sitting for hours, lifting bags, walking through unfamiliar places, it all adds up. That's why, when you're over 60, packing for comfort and health isn't just a bonus. It's essential. Let's start with something simple but powerful, compression socks. If you've never worn a pair on a long flight or car ride, you're in for a surprise. These socks gently hug your legs and help keep your blood flowing, reducing swelling and lowering the risk of blood clots, especially during long stretches of sitting. I remember my neighbor Judy, 73, saying she used to take off her shoes after a flight and barely recognize her ankles. Now with compression socks, no more balloon feet. Next on the comfort list, lumbar support. Airplane seats aren't known for their kindness to our backs, and bus rides aren't much better. Packing a small, inflatable lumbar pillow or even rolling up a soft scarf can give your lower back the support it needs. It's a little thing that makes a big difference, especially if you've ever gotten off a flight feeling like you aged 5 years just from the posture alone. Hydration is another quiet hero. Cabin air is dry, and it's easy to forget to drink water when you're focused on boarding, connections, or the sheer excitement of the trip. Bring a reusable water bottle that you can refill after going through security. Choose one that fits in your bag's side pocket for easy access. My friend Leon, 76, brings a collapsible bottle that he tucks into his jacket pocket. He says it saved him from overpriced airport drinks and kept him feeling fresher when he lands. Now let's talk medication. Always keep your essential prescriptions in your carry-on, not your checked luggage. And bring a little extra, at least 2 or 3 days worth, just in case your trip gets extended or your luggage takes a detour. I also suggest carrying a small printed list of your medications, doses, and your doctor's contact info. It can be a lifesaver in an emergency. I know one couple, Fred and Marie, who were snowed in during a trip to Colorado. Thanks to Marie's travel-sized pill organizer and backup supply, they stayed on schedule without worry. Another health item you might overlook is a travel pillow that supports both your neck and your posture. Not the bulky kind that fills up your bag, but one that wraps around your neck comfortably or inflates just enough to cradle your head. Long travel days can leave you feeling like a pretzel, and a good travel pillow gives you a fighting chance at arriving refreshed. Joanne, 69, swears by hers. She says it's the difference between sleeping upright in peace or waking up with a stiff neck that ruins the first day of her trip. If you have room, consider adding a few comfort extras: a sleep mask for bright plane cabins, noise-canceling earbuds or simple foam plugs to reduce the hum of engines, and a small pouch of your favorite soothing tea bags. It's not just about surviving the trip, it's about enjoying it from start to finish. Packing for health doesn't mean overstuffing your suitcase with gear. It means thinking ahead about how you'll feel during and after the journey. A little comfort goes a long way, especially when it keeps you relaxed, hydrated, and ready to explore once you arrive. Up next, let's talk about the tech tools that can make your trip safer, smoother, and more senior-friendly without overwhelming you. Number 4. Stay tech-savvy safely. You don't have to be a tech wizard to travel smart. In fact, just a few thoughtful gadgets can save you a whole lot of stress and confusion on the road, especially when you're far from home and things don't go quite as planned. Let's begin with the most important tech companion, a portable phone charger. You already know how quickly a smartphone can lose battery, especially when you're using GPS, taking photos, or reading flight updates. Imagine this. You're in a new city, it's getting dark, and your phone dies before you can check your hotel address. That's exactly what happened to my friend Doris on her first solo trip to Charleston. Ever since, she carries a power bank that fits in her purse. It charges her phone twice over and gives her peace of mind wherever she goes. Now, a simple trick to avoid charging cable mix-ups in shared spaces or busy airport outlets. Use colored tags. You know those little Velcro ties or sticky markers? Pick a bright color, wrap it around your charger, and now you'll spot yours right away. It sounds small, but when 5 people are charging their phones at a cafe or guest house, your bright orange cable won't walk off by accident. Another big helper? GPS-enabled bag trackers. These are little Bluetooth or GPS devices you slip into your suitcase or carry-on. If your bag goes missing or ends up in the wrong city, you can track its location right from your phone. My friend Larry, 71, used a tile tracker on his luggage last fall. When his bag missed the flight to Denver, the airline couldn't tell him where it was, but his phone could. He watched it arrive 2 hours later and walked straight to baggage services before anyone else got answers. That little device saved him a whole weekend of worrying. Let's also talk about travel adapters. If you're going abroad, don't just grab any plug converter off the rack. Look for one with a built-in fuse and multiple USB ports so you can charge more than one device at a time. And make sure it matches the country you're visiting. Many seniors have ended up with a drawer full of adapters that don't actually fit where they're going. A smart buy now saves headaches later. And what about your essential travel info, flight details, hotel address, emergency contacts? Keep a digital backup, but also carry a printed copy. Tech is great, but screens freeze, Wi-Fi fails, and batteries die. A small printed cheat sheet tucked into your wallet or bag can be your lifesaver if your phone decides to act up just when you need it most. If all this tech talk feels a bit overwhelming, take a breath. You don't need every gadget under the sun, just the ones that make your life easier. And if you're unsure how to use something like a tracking tag or power bank, ask a grandkid or even a librarian. You'd be surprised how many people are happy to walk you through it in 5 minutes flat. Staying tech-savvy doesn't mean being glued to a screen. It means using tools that support your safety, your comfort, and your peace of mind. With a few thoughtful additions, you can travel more confidently, knowing you've got backup if plans change, bags wander, or batteries run low. Number 5. Pack light, but smart. If there's one thing every seasoned traveler learns, it's this. The less you bring, the more you enjoy. Packing light isn't about sacrifice, it's about freedom. And after 60, that freedom means no more dragging heavy bags upstairs, no more sore shoulders from overstuffed carry-ons, and no more airport stress trying to zip an exploding suitcase. So how do you do it? How do you bring what you need without bringing everything you own? Start by choosing clothes that work together. Think of your suitcase like a little travel capsule wardrobe. Stick with 2 or 3 main colors like navy, beige, and white, and choose pieces that can mix and match. A soft cardigan that goes over both a tee and a sundress. Pants that can work for sightseeing and dinner. 3 tops, 2 bottoms, 1 sweater. That's often enough for a week or more. And if you plan to do laundry halfway through your trip, you can pack even less. One golden rule? If you wouldn't wear it twice at home, leave it out. My neighbor Judy, who's 76 and travels often, used to pack 5 just in case outfits until she realized she only ever wore her favorites. Now she lays out everything she wants to bring and then removes half. Her tip? The second pile is what you think you'll wear. The first pile is what you actually will. Toiletries can also be trimmed. Instead of large bottles, use travel-sized containers, or better yet, switch to solid options: bar shampoo, solid lotion sticks, toothpaste tablets. They save space, avoid spills, and breeze through TSA with no liquid limits. Bring only what you need for the number of days you're gone. That jumbo tube of hand cream? Probably staying home this time. When it comes to shoes, aim for 2 pairs max. One should be comfortable walking shoes, the kind you can wear all day without thinking about your feet. The other can be something lighter for evenings or relaxing, maybe soft slip-ons or sandals. Bulky heels or specialty shoes tend to take up space and barely see daylight on vacation. Now, here's the mental shift that changes everything. Don't pack for every possible scenario. Pack for what's likely. Yes, it might rain, but you probably don't need a heavy coat if the forecast says 70s and sunny. A small foldable rain poncho or umbrella is plenty. Traveling isn't about being prepared for the impossible. It's about being comfortable with the probable. And one more quick tip. Roll, don't fold. Rolling your clothes not only saves space, but also reduces wrinkles. Some travelers even tuck socks inside shoes and use packing cubes to compress items. This kind of thoughtful organization doesn't just lighten your load. It also makes it easier to find what you need once you arrive. Let me tell you about Grace, 72, who once took a cruise with 2 suitcases. She says one was mostly filled with what-if items she never used. The next year, she took the same cruise with just a carry-on and a backpack. Not only did she move through airports faster, but she also said she felt more relaxed the entire trip. When I had less to manage, she told me, I had more time to enjoy what was around me. That's the beauty of packing light. It gives you back time, space, and energy. You travel with intention. You carry less, but you hold on to more of the experience. Coming up, we'll wrap things up with a few final thoughts and a gentle reminder that travel after 60 can be smoother, lighter, and more joyful, just by making a few small changes before you zip up your suitcase. So, now that we've unpacked the 5 key rules for travel after 60, take a moment to imagine your next trip, not as a stressful checklist of what-ifs, but as a light, smooth, joyful experience. One where your suitcase rolls easily beside you, your essentials are within reach, and you feel calm knowing you've brought just what you need and nothing more. We started with mobility-friendly luggage because your body deserves ease, not strain. Then we looked at packing with intention, using cubes and pouches that keep your essentials accessible without the mid-flight digging. We added comfort and health into the mix: compression socks, hydration, neck support, to make your journey as pleasant as the destination. We even brought a bit of tech into your bag, just enough to keep you safe and connected without overwhelm. And finally, we learned how to pack smart and light, the kind of packing that leaves space not just in your suitcase, but in your mind and spirit, too. You don't need to use all 5 rules at once. Just start with 1. Try a packing cube, or downsize your outfits for the weekend. Maybe this time, bring 1 pair of shoes instead of 3. Every little change is a step toward less stress and more freedom. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your best travel tip after 60? Drop it in the comments. You could inspire someone else to make their next trip easier too. If this video gave you a helpful idea or two, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and join our vibrant elders community. We're all about growing older with joy, wisdom, and a suitcase that rolls like a dream. Until next time, travel light, travel safe, and remember, The journey is yours to enjoy.